Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's lovely, and welcome to our 10th or 11th hour. It's 4:30 in the morning here in Las Vegas. We have $5,952,832, but we've got a lot of work to do, a long way to go. With the help of the very talented Little Mattis, we have been able to say some things with lyrics that you just can't seem to say any other way. Sometimes lyrics are like pictures. They say 1,000 words. These are some of the lyrics that this show is about. Even now, though I've traveled far and wide, there's an anger deep inside I can't conceal. Don't know how to justify it when so many turn away, but I've got to make you feel the way I feel. And even now, after all the times before, though I know there's so much more than we have had, even now I wake up crying in the middle of the night, 'cause the waiting for the answer hurts so bad. Even now, though we have come so far, we haven't touched the star. The target is the end of pain and sorrow. Tell me how to get inside of you, to make this wish come true, to do more than I do. Even now, even now, after all the many years, though the fears are fading, how can I explain? Even now, the deep frustration with the struggle and the strife cost for more than half my life. One dream remained. Even now, though we have come so far, we haven't touched the star. The target is the end of pain and sorrow. Tell me how to make this dream come true. Oh God, I wish I knew to do more than I do. Somehow, even Now we have some entertainment for you. Here is a special performance for you, as done by a very, very true, extraordinary illusionist, in the literal sense of the word. The star of Folies Bergère Spectacular at the Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas, and the man, the Magic Castle named as Magician of the Year. Please welcome Lance Burton, ladies and gentlemen. Lance Burton, ladies and gentlemen. Truly a fine artist. Thank you, Lance, for coming. It is time now for our Julie LaRosa to do a number, but you're going to do your number from here.
All right. Okay.
I really would love to. I love doing. I mean, when
do it together.
Whenever I can sing with, you know, a good singer.
Yeah, but this is a song.
Let me have that pleasure. It's in the wee hours of the morning. I don't think I would do it later in the day, but.
Well, you know the song I'm going to do, though.
Yeah, I love the song, so I'd like to be with you.
I'll leave it up to you. Okay.
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Ehi compare, ci vuoi suonare, chi si suona, un friscaletto, ma come si suona, un friscaletto, un friscaletto di petita. Ehi compare, ci vuoi suonare, chi si suona, un saxofona, ma come si suona, un saxofona, tu, un saxofona. Un friscaletto di petita. Ehi compare, ci vuoi suonare, ti si suona la trombetta, ma come si suona alla trombetta, la trombetta, tu, un saxofone, un friscaletto di petita. Oh compare, ci vuoi suonare, ti si suona alla trombona, ma come si tinga tingu, violina, plinga plingo, mandolino, tutto dunque saxofono. Friscalette, tibbidi tibbidi ta, a tibbidi tibbidi, a tibbidi tibbidi ta.
Could you hear me all right? I love that. I hope we can do another one soon.
You said you like lyrics.
Oh, I love that. I haven't had that much fun in a long time, Julie.
Forgive the interruption, but I think, despite the hour, we are about to hear from the pledge board.
You're gonna... A timpani. A timpani. Yeah. Turn it. I've been waiting. Oh, yeah. Thank God.
You're right, the little people are starting.
Yeah, they're getting up. Okay, now let's do some good work. We're 45 seconds, coming up to 45 seconds. We're coming up to 45 seconds before I have to acknowledge that they're standing by. Okay. 30 seconds till I have to acknowledge that they're standing by.
25 seconds.
And at 25, I am going to merely make the announcement. At that time, when I'm given the go-ahead, I will announce that. That will... Well, in 20 seconds, it ain't going to be all that damn long. What is it? 10? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a true television first. We're going to go live to New York and to the sets of two very important morning television shows in the country. On the set of Good Morning America, we'll meet Ronald Reagan Jr., and from today, its host, Bryant Gumble. Here they are. Hi, Bryant.
Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. Good morning, Ron.
How you doing?
Good morning, Jerry.
That's terrific. That's just marvelous. I can't tell you guys how proud I am to be with ABC and my dear friend Ron Reagan's son, Ron Reagan Jr., and an old pal, Bryant Gumble, on NBC. It's a joy and a delight, and the two of you and both your companies are helping us really make television history. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Jerry. Are you as surprised as I am that this is working?
No, not really. I have a tremendous regard for the technology of today, and I knew that it would work. I really did. I was very, very optimistic about it. I wasn't worried.
You've been saying your prayers all morning.
Yes, I've been saying them in most every faith. I take no chances. I think that the unique part of this is that we have our own audience, and Bryant Gumble and the NBC Today program has their audience. ABC's Good Morning America has their audience, and an added audience with the aid of Ronald Reagan Jr. as the host. And I think that the television history that's being made in terms of the technology and of the mass audience that we are meeting at this point is really spectacular, and it's marvelous for this program. I think it's not going to hurt your ratings any either, and I think the two of you should get together and have one show.
You think so?
Brian, what do you think?
I'm not sure, Ron. In what? In the 6 minutes remaining before we have to give back the time?
Well, do we have that much?
Somewhere along that line. We've still got a commercial break to go at some point, Jerry, but we don't want to get to it. It's your time.
Okay. I didn't know when we planned this that I was going to be the interviewer. I thought it was going to be Bryant Gumble interviewing me and Ron Reagan Jr. interviewing me. I'm ready for it if you guys want to go, you know.
Well,
take your best shot.
I tell you what, let me do something real dangerous,
okay,
Jerry, if I might. And it's certainly not going to add a lot to your totals. But if Ron's willing, we're willing to do a little match the offer on this end of the studio with whatever they'd like to do over there, monetarily.
Sure.
That's great. That's great.
Go ahead, Ron, you open.
All right, you start, Ron.
Okay, let me see. I'll open for a nickel.
All right, we'll take
cities, you know.
we'll take it up to 100.
Well,
Go
that's
ahead.
okay. NBC.
I'll double that.
ABC just doubled it. We got 200 from ABC, Bryant.
We'll take it up to 3.
You'll take it to 3. Have you talked to Tartikoff yet?
It's coming out of the booth's pocket.
Okay, we have 300.
310.
310. I tell you what, I'll bid 500. How do you like that?
We'll go 550.
What do you say, Brian?
Okay. Bryant Gumble says they'll go 550. What do you say, Ron?
I say 560.
560. Bryant?
I tell you what, Jerry, we've got 15 seconds left. If Ron will say 600, we'll do our 600 on our end. You'll have 1,200 coming your way.
I think that's
Agreed.
fair. All right, send us the checks.
Jerry, thank you. We're going to have to run on this end.
Thank you, Brian. God bless
Ron,
you.
take care.
And say hi to all of my friends at today.
Will do. Thanks very
Ron,
much.
thank you for being with us. Thanks for helping us make
We're gonna come back.
television history. Let's have a great hand for Bryant Gumble of NBC and Ronald Reagan Jr. of ABC. Terrific. Now I want to pay a tribute to a young man who is doing this show for the first time. My director in the booth, Jerry Cupsonett, who put that together some months ago in his mind, stayed with it. We didn't believe we could do it technically. We didn't believe we could pull it off. So I thank you, Jerry Cupsonett. You're one hell of a director with a great idea that came off. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They were willing to do it for you.
Well, I appreciate that, and they were willing to do it for you, my friend. Okay. We also would like to thank James P. Nolan and the National Association of Broadcast Employees and Technicians for making this possible. It is not something that is normally done. They had the feelings it would help my kids. That's what we approached them on. That was the basis. I think it's terrific. Not only is it terrific, but I think that the public should know that the people that man the cameras, the people you see on this floor, my crew and my staff that are rarely photographed, they are all people with children and wives and homes and feelings, and they care. And they give just a little bit more than you could ever believe they give, because they get caught up in what we're doing. So I have to thank them as well as all of those other technicians, because this is really the lifeline of this program. To all of my crew, I thank you and God bless you. You're super terrific. Once again, a little technically, in New York, the host of the New York station and the telethon is my dear friend Tony Orlando. Will you welcome Tony, ladies and gentlemen? Here he comes.
Thank you, Jerry.
Hi, Tony.
Hello, boss. How you doing?
How you holding up, host?
Doing fine. New York's coming through as usual.
That's beautiful.
That was an amazing moment. The Today Show and Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And you handled it so well.
We loved it. We were so happy that it came off. Now we're looking forward to this impossible. We're going to do a duet with you in New York. No, I just checked with Jerry, and Jerry wants me to play it to 4. And Tony's going to play it to where he's playing it. But we are going to attempt to do a duet, ladies and gentlemen, with the aid of my orchestra here. Tony is hopefully going to hear them in New York, and he will sing what I will sing, and we'll do it together. And keep your fingers crossed and all of that. Well, you can cross your fingers. I'm making the Star of David, if you don't mind. Okay, hit it, Louis. Though there's 3,000 miles between us, look how the cameras can screen us. We're both where we belong, singing our song side by side.
Well, it's so good to see and to hear you. It seems like I'm standing right near you, though it's done coast to coast. The boss and a host are side by side.
Every year you're swinging, making the East Coast see that the phones must keep on ringing.
By now you know you can depend on me.
So tie another ribbon round that tree.
When you started your pie in the sky dream, your dream has now become my dream.
So we're giving our all, having a ball, getting a kick, doing our stick. Though we're apart, deep in our heart, we're side by side.
You wanted that long note. You got it, boss.
You did it, Tony. Good boy. Aren't you glad you stopped smoking?
You bet.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Jerry.
Let's hear it for Tony Orlando in New York, everybody. The next guest has been called the chairman of the board. He's been referred to as the classiest song stylist in the world, and millions know him as the tough guy who will always do it his way. My kids, however, know what I also know. This man is one of the most generous, sensitive, loving human beings you'd ever have the privilege of knowing, if you were lucky enough to know him, as I do. Here he is, the man himself, Frank Sinatra, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I heard you sing earlier in the program. I'm not worried. I have no fear, my boy. Shoot, Joe. Wonderful song by Quincy Jones and the Bergmans for the lyrics and Quincy's orchestration. The music she moves to is music that makes me a dancer. I brought her my wildest of dreams and she came up with the answer. I leave behind a part of myself whenever I leave her. But oh, when I'm back in her arms, she smiles and then I am home again. L.A. is my lady. She's always there for me. L.A. is my lady. She knows how to care for me. No lady sweeter. You'll know it the moment you meet her. I've been in love more times than I care to remember. Love's kept me cool in July and warm in December. It may not have lasted, but each time I thought it was heaven. You ask me, I've been there and back, looking for someone who I could be faithful to. And L.A. is my lady. She's always there for me. L.A. is my lady. She knows how to care for me. She's good to me. Yeah, she's good to me. And that's why L.A. is my lady. L.A. is my lady. And you're looking at a man who doesn't have a plan to kiss his lady goodbye.
While we do the next one, those of you at home, as the entertainment continues, even though I think this is the one time during the year that all performers let their egos go out the window, because we're here for a greater purpose. So if you want to stop listening to me and pick up the phone and dial, I'll take it as a personal favor. Please keep the phones ringing for everybody. I dedicate this song to all of the local people on the Love Network, all of the local people who do all of the jobs, all of the hosts and hostesses throughout this great Love Network. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world and never belong, I gotta be me, I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I just want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up the dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me, I gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. That faraway prize, the world of success, it's waiting for me if I'll heed the call. I won't settle down or settle for less. As long as there's a chance I can have it all, I'll go it alone. If that's how it must be, I can't be right for somebody else. If I'm not right for me, I gotta be free. I gotta be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me. I'll go it alone. If that's how it must be, I can't be right. If I'm not right for me, I gotta be free. And I'm gonna be free. Daring to try to do it or die. I gotta be me.
Marvelous, Sam. Marvelous, Sam.
Thank you.
Sammy Davis. Yeah. Sammy Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Sam. Yeah. I think it might have been about 4 hours ago. There he is, once more. Songwriter here in Las Vegas who has composed a song for Jerry's kids, and it's called With a Little Bit of Love. Here to sing it with Las Vegas kids is George Dare.
Thank you. Oh, the greatest gift of all is the love we have within, and the sharing of that gift with one another. And now the time's upon us once again to search our hearts and help a friend. Give a little love to our sisters and brothers. With a little bit of love, we can change the world we know. With a little bit of love, we can ease a brother's load. There's no mountain we can't conquer. There's no valley that's too low. With a little bit of love, we can help the world to grow. Well, look at all the good that's done when we lend a helping hand, and the joy it always brings to one another. We will run the race to help a friend. the moon and come back again. 'Cause the people in a world needing each other. With a little bit of love, we can change the world we know. With a little bit of love, we can ease a brother's load. There's no mountain we can't conquer. There's no valley that's too low. With a little bit of love, we can help the world to grow. There's always room for love to shine. Don't keep it all inside. How much we care and that love's still alive. Let it show. With a little bit of love, we can change the world we know. With a little bit of love, we can ease a brother's load. There's no mountain we can't conquer. There's no valley that's too low. With a little bit of love, with a little bit of love, with just a little bit of love, we can help the world to grow.
Kids. What this show is all about. With a little bit of love, we can make the world grow. George Dare and the Las Vegas Kids. That's terrific.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you all.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
It's me calling.
I need a timpani.
A temp.
Hit it.
Let's look at
Let
the
it
pledge
roll.
board and roll it.
Turn it. Yeah. That's the way to start it off.
And we roll along.
That's the way to start it, Ed. I know.
Hi, we're the Osmond boys. I'm Michael. I'm Nathan. I'm Douglas. I'm Davey. I'm 7 years old. I'm 8 years old. I'm 9 years old. I'm 10 years old, and I'm the bass. I'm the tenor. I'm the baritone. I'm the lead. We're side by side. Now we got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we're traveling along, singing this song, side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Now we'd like to bring out another Osmond brother. He's only 4 years old, so let's make him feel welcome. Let's make him feel like he's a big hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Osmond.
Sometimes you know that I'm gonna worry now. Whoa, but I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Because it's alright, it's alright. I want you all to know that I got wood in Whaletown. That's good to me. Yes, I have. I got wood in Whaletown. That's good to me. Oh yeah, she bring money without me. Prettiest girl I see. I got wood in Whaletown. That's good to me. Oh yeah, she bring money without me. Prettiest girl I see. I got wood in Whaletown. That's good to me.
Let's bring him back. Come on back here, guys. Hold the little ones back there. Well, these two little guys, they don't know the number that the big guys know. So you two little guys, go with Daddy. Yeah, you two little ones, go with Daddy. Wait a minute, take your microphone. Here, take your microphone. Here, Alan, you take that. Okay. Now, when Alan, that's Daddy right there. When Alan was about this size, when the Daddy was about that size, they were on a special I did on NBC, and I conducted the Osmonds doing a lovely Irish song that we want to dedicate to Big Ed McMahon. And we're going to do it now.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from Glen to Glen.
Osmond Boys.
Jerry.
That was beautiful.
Jerry?
Did you call me, Casey? Thank you. Okay. We are preparing this marvelous young group, preparing to get them set up so that you can hear something exciting. They have performed with the greatest jazz performers such as Lionel Hampton. They've recorded this second album. They're here to play for us this weekend. We're talking about the McDonald's All-American High School Jazz Band, which is made up of the 21 top high school jazz musicians from around the country. The band director is Bob Curnow. Bob has been with us a lot of years now. The kids that he began with have gone on far beyond high school. They're out in the real world now doing their thing, hopefully in music. Now he has some new young people, and we heard them on this program earlier in the evening, and they electrified that audience because they play together, they play tight, they play like a great band should play. And we're very, very proud to present to you once again Bob Curnow conducting the McDonald's Jazz Band. Bob, you're on.
Look at that pledge board right now and a Tiffany.
Pledge board, Tiffany, roll it. Let's look at something. I gotta see it. Turn it. Please. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Oh, yes. I am going to go over here. I make this introduction from here because this is not only a fine actor and a magnificent gentleman who has been, in the literal sense of the word, a giant throughout his career in the world of entertainment. Soon you will see him in his co-starring role in the film Rumpelstiltskin, and he's a dear friend for many years. Please welcome Billy Barty, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Thank you. Hi, Jerry. You're wonderful. What do you want me to do? Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply grateful to be given this opportunity to talk about something I believe is vital to the best interest of this country, namely the individual point of view. We are besieged with more and more problems each year. And every day, I want to tell you that if we do not get to the bottom of this... Where are you?
We're here.
Oh. If we...
Do you believe that I called Billy Barty in Hollywood and I said, Billy, it's going to be worth maybe a 5-second laugh. Will you come and do this crazy idea I have? He came, he did it, we got our laugh. How about a cheer for a giant man? Thank you, Billy. Thank you, sweetheart. Now, if you in the audience don't use your phones and call the celebrities, we have all the marvelous celebrities we want you to call in all the local areas all over the United States and Canada. All of the celebrities in each and every market, in each and every local situation is sitting there waiting for you to call. And when you do, that pledge board is going to turn. It's going to roll. When we get the right numbers up there and we've got the dollar more, we put it together with the corporate monies we've collected from the firefighters and from all of the corporate sponsors and from the mail carriers and from all the roller skating rinks. We put all that money together, and then we can get $80 or $90 million this year and budget it for research and beat this. I know we can do it, but we need your help. We will not go to the government. We will not be party to that kind of operation. We don't want to ask permission to save the lives of children. We don't want to knock on the door and say, may I come in and pull a child out of a wheelchair? We want to do it. We're a fundraising organization that believes in the love and the care of children, and we're going to get the job done. I need your help. That's why I'm here. Please listen to me. Call and make a pledge, and then honor that pledge. And then we'll have a Labor Day one day. We'll be celebrating something else, or maybe we'll be working for something else. There are many ills in this world, and people have got to step forward and say, I'm going to tackle this. I am going to be responsible to my fellow man, and I'm going to remember the quote. If another man's child is threatened, and you move not to protect him, then the children of all the men of the world are in jeopardy, and you stand as guilty as those who threaten. Don't be guilty. Help the next man's child. Don't even think of your own. But by helping his child, you'll be helping yours, because you'll also be teaching your child what it means to give of his heart and his being. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, as corny as it sounds.
Jerry, very beautiful impassioned pitch, and I have some good news for you right after that to cheer us up. Look at the pledge board and let's hear that timpani.
I'd like to hear it, and I'd like to see the numbers turn.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. What you're going to get right now. One of the funniest men in America today and a dear friend of this organization, Mr. Norm Crosby, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Thank you. You know, Jerry has a way with words. I'm good with words. I mean that. I'm a linguist. And words are very important. Words are how you commune, how you establish an oracle rapport with your friends, with your neighbors. And it's important when you talk that you use the right words. That's clinical. I really mean that. What would you say, for example, to a one-legged hitchhiker? Hop in. And because you call a girl a good egg does not mean that she goes over easy. That's not what it means. What would you say to somebody that was going to the electric chair? More power to you? You wouldn't say that. I mean it. Everybody uses words. Psychiatrists, the people that put you on a bed to get inside your head, they do that with words. A psychiatrist once asked me, you know that old cliche thing, Bob, if a tree fell in the forest and there was nobody there, would it make any noise, right? They always ask you that. I said, are you crazy? I got 2 hearing aids. If a tree fell on my house, I wouldn't know the difference. And you understand? That same psychiatrist in communion told me quietly that after sex, seriously, that's when people commune the most. That's when you open your heart and speak words. After sex, for example, a nymphomaniac might say, is that all there is? A prostitute, a professional installator might say, is there anything else I can do for you? And a Beverly Hills princess might say, beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige. Shakespeare had a way with words. I love Shakespeare. I buy all his books the minute they come out. Shakespeare wrote beautiful things. Helen of Troy and her cousin Sylvia from Albany, when they bumped into Brutus coming out of the marketplace, and accidentally she dropped a 6-pack of Bud Light on his foot. And Brutus said, hic ad hoc, pro quo hoc ad hic. And she said, take a drink of water. They go away. This was Helen. Helen of Troy, I'm sure you know, was probably one of the most beautiful women in all of mythology. She was a gorgeous lady. She had femininity and protrusion. She was magnificent. In fact, they say literally that Helen of Troy could charm birds out of the sky. People would walk in the street in ancient Troja and see birds sitting on the sidewalk. They would say, hey, Helen must have been here. Beautiful woman, and when Brutus saw her, he became enamored of her, stared into her countenance, and then he would look right in her face. He flung himself prostrate at her glands and laid there just regurgitating with rupture. And he craved to know her carnally, yea, would he have thrust himself thoroughly upon her proneness in time of stretch, impregnated her very sustenance with his own credibility. I couldn't think of a word. But really, it's important that you use words properly. It's young people are great with words. We had a custody case not too long ago, and the judge called the little boy into his chambers, and he said, would you want to live with your mother? And the little boy said, no, she beats me. He said, well, would you want to live with your father? And the kid said, no, he beats me. And the judge said, well, who do you want to live with? And the kid said, I want to live with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They don't beat anybody. See, it's not a big deal. Older people are great with words. Older people, for example, they understand each other. I know an older couple. The man called his wife. He said, Cynthia, he said, you know what's the matter with you? You can't hear. You can't hear. He said, I'm going to make a test. I want you to go way against the back of the room, and I'm going to call you, Cynthia, could you hear me? And you'll answer. So she went way against the back wall, and he yelled out, Cynthia, could you hear me? Nothing. He said, move a little closer. Come right there. Stop. Can you hear me, Cynthia? Nothing. He said, Cynthia, move up just a little bit. Stand right there. Cynthia, could you hear me? Nothing. He said, see, I know what I'm talking about. 3 times I said to you, Cynthia, could you hear me? And she said, that's right. And 3 times I answered yes. This side understands everything I'm talking about. Words are very important. Older people use words because they think, they medicate, they ponder. You have to think. People don't think anymore. I really mean that, because we're becoming robots, we're becoming machines, we have computers, we have numbers. We're becoming numbers because we don't think no more. We have zip codes and area codes and social security numbers and plastic credit cards with a million numbers. Forget that. I guarantee you in a couple of years from now, remember that I told you, nobody will have names. We won't have names anymore. We will have numbers. Then when you go in the bakery, you have to take a name. It'll be like that. Don't let that happen. Think. Walk out on the sidewalk and look up at the sky and think. Where did the clouds go when they drift away? Think about that. Why is grass only green, one color? Why do nudists always play volleyball? Think about that. What if Khrushchev had been assassinated instead of President Kennedy? Do you think that Aristotle and Attis would have married Mrs. Khrushchev? Think about it. And think when you talk. That's important. We had a bunch of people coming in from MDA that had never been in Las Vegas before, and they took a walk downtown, and they didn't want to miss their spot on the show. They were kind of scared, so they walked up to a little old man who was leaning against the building. And they said, "Excuse me, how long do you think it'll take us to walk back to Caesar's Palace?" And he didn't answer. And the fellow said, "Excuse me, sir, I'm talking to you. How long do you think it'll take us to walk from here back to Caesar's Palace?" He said, "Mister, I'm asking you a question. How long do you think it'll take us to walk from here back to Caesar's Palace?" I said, "All right." He started to walk away. The old man said, 20 minutes. I said, "Why didn't you say that before?" He said, "First I had to see how fast you walk." I want to tell you something. Really. I appreciate your response. I really do. You're wonderful. That's why we're here, to get laughs. But I tell you honestly, from my heart, it is a special privilege to be on this show. And I am grateful to Jerry and to all of you for that opportunity. Thank you very much. Jerry.
I tell you, he's the best. Thank you, Norm. Oh, yeah. But when he talks, he can get you crazy. And now, over to Ed McMillan.
The world's greatest drummer, Mr. Buddy Rich, and his orchestra. Buddy, there he is. Look how cute he looks. Old Gray Fox. It's all wrists, right? Okay, do something. You're not through. You're not through. Look at that. When they stand up, that means you're very great. See, that means greatness. There's greatness. Get humble. Take a bow. One time. Beautiful. Two more. Two more. Two. Playing the timpani for me. Turn it. Turn it. Yeah! Oh, yeah! Okay, you brought me luck. Two more. Do it all with the wrists. Buddy Rich. He ain't the greatest in the world for nothing. Thank you, buddy. What follows that? Mr. Buddy Richmond,
who has much to remember in her 9th year. And after you hear her play and perform a waltz by Chopin, you too will remember her for the rest of your lives. Here's the remarkable Leah Yoon. Miss Leah Yoon. Take a bow, Leah. Take a bow, my darling.
Beautiful. All right, folks, why don't you remain standing and applauding as we roll the pledge board, a timpani.
Hit it, timpani. Roll it. Yeah, look at that number. Yeah, Ed.
Let's have a little timp and a little
Timpani roll. Timpani,
The
turn
pledge
it.
board.
Make them turn. Oh, yeah. Give me a number.
Well, I want to talk to you today from your pocketbook. I thought that'd get you, Jer. You know, you got to get the money out if you want to do the research. And when you got a pocketbook as big as America, you need some big money, and we got it out there. It's the final moments, and I want you to know how important research is. If it wasn't for research, I wouldn't have this Apple computer here. If it wasn't for research, I wouldn't have this pants leg and a shoe you hang out the door of your car. If it wasn't for research, I wouldn't have this Terrier carrier here. I'd be the front end, and this is adjustable. Don't give me that, because I lead the world in research in the important area of electric watermelons. Yes, even the Defense Department hasn't done the work I've done in this important area. Right! That's more than Sammy's gonna tap in his act. Tonight, we're gonna see if Hulk Hogan can ride the electric watermelon. All right, are you ready, Hulk? Hulk is ready. Remember, you won't see this anywhere else but in America. Go, Hulk! Ladies and gentlemen, by being leaders and by being Americans, we do things the rest of the world don't do. And we know there ain't no free lunch in America. If you want clean dishes out of the dishwasher, you got to wash them before you put them in. A dishwasher only makes them hot. You know, if you leave on dirt, you get back hot dirt. Sure, you can flick it out with your fingernail and then lick out that stain. But it ain't perfect, it ain't number one, and that's what we're going for here tonight. Because you can't fool us. We're the babysitters of this world. We know punk ain't no new way of being. Punk ain't no new style. It's just a trick perpetrated by the ugly girls to get the good-looking girls to mess up their face. I want to invite everyone who's never participated in the telethon like I am here today, this is my first time, to please give some money in honor of my daughter, Amy, who's 5 years old and doesn't have any of these dread diseases. She's the light of my life, and I hope that Jerry will make her one of the reasons that he's working hard, and you will too. I invite you all to send him some money. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
Gallagher. Yeah, thank you, Gallagher. Beautiful. Let's hear it for a marvelous performer, ladies and gentlemen, that came over between his shows to do our show. Let's hear it. Gallagher, thank you.
This is it, the final hour of Telethon 86. And here's the man of the hour, Jerry Lewis. Have I got a make nice for you?
You have a make nice for me?
Yes, Tiffany.
Tiffany, make nice. Make nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a make nice. Oh, I like that.
True, I've been seen with someone new, but does that mean that I've been untrue? When we're apart, the words in my heart reveal how I feel about you. Some kiss may cloud may hold a thrill, but please do nothing till you hear it from me. And you never will.
Diane Shure, ladies and gentlemen. Some kind of singer. Thank you, Diane.
No more running down the wrong road, dancing to a different drum. Can't you see what's going on deep inside your heart? Always searching for a real thing, living like it's far away. Just leave all the madness in yesterday. You're holding the key when you believe it. Shine, sweet freedom, shine your light on me. You are the magic, you're right where I wanna be. Oh, sweet freedom, carry me along and keep us living along. Oh,
the Michael Peters Orchestra, the dancers. Lola, you're beautiful as always, darling. Thank you so much. The stunning Lola Falana.
Now, what could possibly
What could top that? What could top
possibly
that? A
follow
timpani
that?
roll.
Except
a timpani
this.
roll. Yeah, turn it for me. Oh, yeah!
Toll-free number, 1-800-FIGHT-MD. Please have your MasterCard, Visa, or American Express card handy when you call. Thank you very much. Jerry, can I just say a word?
Yes, of course.
Three words come to me after watching all of these hours of the telethon. Courageous, candid, creative. You've done it all. You've put it all together one more time for 21 years, not to mention the years before that. And yet I know that there are people out there who are watching, who are holding back. And in the next few minutes, I urge you, we all in this room urge you, the people who have already given thousands, some millions, some a dollar or two, urge you. How often do we have a champion like Jerry Lewis? There aren't any. There are people who try to move the earth on its axis, and they try day in and day out, but they don't have the wherewithal. Climb aboard, get aboard, and let that man run the locomotive and take us to where we got to go, and that's to conquer this terrible, terrible illness. Call now, please. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Casey. I have to find her. I just have to find her. It'll take me just a minute. I gotta find that baby. I'm not gonna let her cry. Victoria, stand up with me. I would like you all to meet Mrs. Ed McMahon and Catherine. A lot of years ago, I think it might have been a telethon in around 1950, I picked up a little baby, and I said to the audience, this is a healthy baby. That's the way God meant for it to be. It brought me good luck that year. I said to Ed and to Victoria tonight, I have to hold that baby and show the audience what we're talking about. A healthy baby. Mr. and Mrs. Ed McMahon's Catherine. She's healthy and she's fine and she's going to live a wonderful life. That's why we're here. We're trying to get all children and all people to have that privilege they're entitled to. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Okay. They say, I have heard, whenever they say, I always say, who's they? Well, Murray, Eddie, Phyllis, whoever. They say you save the best for last. And this is not a smoke job. When I say this is the best for last, I have said this for the 4 decades that I have been privileged enough to know this man. He epitomizes what show business is. He also epitomizes what humanity is. Would you please welcome once again the inimitable Sammy Davis Jr.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for the lovely words. Jolly, would you bring that out? Before we do anything, I have a special gift I want to give to my man, Mr. Jerry Lewis. I have a tournament in Hartford called the Greater Hartford Open, ladies and gentlemen, and Ping is one of my sponsors. Jer, come over here and get you. There's only 2 sets like this. Gold, my man. Gold. It says, love, there's us, Sam. That's from Ping and from the little black Jew.
I want to thank the NAACP for this award.
Put me down. Put me down. It's an embarrassment. Thank you. Put him in his room, will you? Ladies and gentlemen, I have never, in the 18, 19 years that I've done this show, went for my downs in this spot. The songs that I've selected to do with Lou's orchestra, with Phip and all my guys back here, are the things that over the years have been sort of good. And this is a pretty good closing song for me under normal circumstances. It should be a pretty good opening song. Oh, they say my people long ago were looking for a different tune, one that we could croon as only we can. We didn't have nothing but some soul, so we started swaying to and fro. We didn't know just what to use. This is how the blues, I said the blues really began. Oh, down, 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 down. We heard the breeze through the trees singing weird melodies, and we named that the start of the blues. Then from a jail there came a wail from a downhearted frail, and we claimed that to be a part of our blues. Now from a whippoorwill high on a hill, we grabbed a new note, pushed it through a horn till it was worn into a blue note. You gotta believe me, we nursed it and we rehearsed it. Then we gave out the news that the Southland really gave birth to the blues. From a whippoorwill, everybody clap hands at home and in the studio. We took a new note, jammed it to a horn till it was worn into a blue note. Everybody, we nursed it, rehearsed it. Then we gave out the news that the Southland went and gave birth to the blues. I said we nursed, rehearsed, gave out the news that old Southland gave birth to the Thank you. Funnily enough, this looks like it's going to be the most exciting telethon, making this day and all of the efforts of everyone so very special. And everybody's got a smile on their face back there. And I know that locally, throughout the Love Network, everybody must be feeling awfully good. I feel good for another reason as well. Today is my mother's birthday, and I'm going to take advantage and say, happy birthday, Mom. This is her favorite song. Who can make a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it with chocolate or a miracle or two? The Candy Man. Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. And who can make a rainbow, wrap it in a sigh, soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie? The Candy Man. Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. The Candy Man makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Who can take tomorrow, put it in a dream, separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream? The Candy Man. Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. The Candy Man makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Who can take tomorrow, I said, and put it in a dream, and separate the sorrow, collect up all the cream? The Candy Man. Candy Man can. You know the Candy Man can, 'cause he mixes it with love to make the world taste good. Ladies and gentlemen, the same two gentlemen who wrote Candy Man, which was one of the nicest musical gifts that I ever had, Leslie Brickus and Anthony Newley, also wrote the following. What kind of fool am I, who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this that would not see what could be seen by everybody else but me? What kind of lips are these that lied with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love, that's left me alone like this? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. What kind of clown am I? What do I
56 years you worked for that, pal. 57.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Is that all right for you?
Right on the money.
Thank you. May I? Thank you.
It is a joy to work with these ladies and gentlemen of the musical world, with Lou Brown's orchestra, all my guys back there. There's one man missing, and I would like to put something in the pot in the name of a man who, for all the years that I appeared with you, conducted that orchestra. His name is George Rhodes. George passed in December, but his spirit, if I sounded good tonight, this evening, he's here with us, because he would never miss the telethon. So I would like to make a small donation in his name to the telethon, to Mr. George Rhodes.
Big thing. Now let's give Sammy a present. Timpani. This is for Sammy and for all the hard work. You'll see how nice this is going to feel. Turn it. Yeah! There's a buck more there. God bless you. Let's hear it for Sammy Davis Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
I know you know this number by heart. Last year, 33,181,652. You always like to get a buck more. We got crazy. We went 100 more. Okay, 100,000 more.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
we
you're
got
such a
maybe
good
another
luck
tote
charm.
before it closes out.
Another pledge board, yeah. Well, if I can have this, I got a few minutes. I would like you to look at some footage of one of the dearest, most courageous people I've ever known. Jerry, please run that. This is Beverly Garrison.
This is the story of Beverly Garrison, age 34, wife and mother, cut down in the prime of life by a tragic event, ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It is the story of love, family unity, and fear of the inevitable. How do you feel when you're told that your wife has an incurable disease, a disease that may take her 5 years from now, or maybe as little as a year?
Hate. I hated everybody, everything. Just hate, shock, mad at the world, mad at everything. We had just bought a new home, and I had gone into business, and everything seemed to be going wonderful. But then she got sick, and that was the end of all that.
Jerry, come closer to me. Beverly Garrison and I had a marvelous love affair. She believed in what I thought about the work we were doing to such a degree that she asked Bob, her husband, to move to where I lived, to Las Vegas, and they did. And Beverly was no longer capable of moving any of her extremities. She was incapable of speaking. She could only kiss with her eyes, yes with her eyes, and respond with her eyes. I went to see Beverly when we knew it was time. I went to her home and I saw Bob and Joel and Bob Jr. And Beverly asked them to leave Beverly and I alone in the living room. And she was lying on the couch. And I said, "Is there anything I can do for you, my darling?" She just blinked her eyes and moved her head ever so slightly. Remember, she had written me love letters with a pencil that Bob had created into a helmet. And she pecked at an electric typewriter and sent me love letters all the time. She thought I was some kind of hero. And I thought she was some kind of inspiration. The last day that I spent with her, 3 months ago, I was with her at 6:30 in the evening, and I said, "I think I should go now, Beverly." I left, and then Bob called me and told me she died an hour later. She's gone, and I am paying tribute to this courageous lady that did more for me than I ever did for her. She loved what we did every Labor Day. She felt special. And she loved what we do now. She thought that was special too. Yes?
I mean to break your mood, but we do have a final toad if you'd like to see it.
A pledge number? I'd love to see it.
Another number. Pledge number, let's go.
We don't need to see anything but just turn it and see if it's, oh God. You came through. You did it. You people came through. Thank you for that. Thank you for Beverly, and for Bob Sampson and Ben Terraberry, and for all the people that will and won't benefit from it. But I thank you on behalf of all of them. We do this for them. When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and a sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind. Walk on through the rain. Though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on, walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never, never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never